Okay, DimDim. DimDim is the last software we're going to talk about, and it's an alternative to Wimba. There's no UMKC support for it, but if your plan, a classroom, activity, and Wimba classroom unexpectedly goes down, it almost never happens, but if it did happen, then you could use DimDim. It's free. You get video-to-video interaction, one-on-one, text interaction, desktop sharing, all the features of Wimba Classroom, but unfortunately without the support. So it's just there as a backup for you if Wimba goes down at any point, which almost never happens. And Marilyn has gotten us an account to DimDim so that you can log in, use the full version, and hopefully have not very much disruption with your class. It should, Patricia. Okay, so alternative to Wimba, free. UMKC has purchased that account, but we don't have any support for it. Okay, now how would we use Wimba Classroom or DimDim to enhance best practices? Really, you could do it with any number of these, couldn't you? And if you used Wimba for student presentations, then it could be used for assessment of the outcomes of your course. If you used Wimba to invite guest speakers and you were on one camera and the guest speaker was on another camera, or even you only had the guest speaker, obviously then you're enhancing instruction in your classroom. So Wimba is just a really nice tool that allows you to be there with your students in a more immediate manner. And I would argue that you could use Wimba instead of a discussion board. Students could have reading circles or could have conversations about questions using Wimba. Now the drawback is going to be that it's going to be synchronous, so getting one time for everybody to get together could be difficult if you have people in different time zones. But if you put that in the responsibility, if you put that responsibility in your students' hands, then it's possible they can find a time that they can all meet at least once a week or once every 2 weeks. And that's the sort of thing you'll just want to assess as you go on. Yes. Yes, students can come in and you can actually have different Wimba classrooms for different groups, and you don't have to be there, they're there. And you can review the archive if the interaction that they're having is important to you. If it's not, no need for them to even record it. They can just meet there. And then all of these tools, and even online learning itself, is still in its very infancy. We're just still in the infancy of this discipline, and it's a discipline. And so how are we going to evaluate how effective the use of our tool is? I always get a kick out of people saying, can Blackboard enhance student learning? Well, can a piece of chalk enhance student learning? Sure it can. It just depends on how you use it. So we want to know if our use of these tools actually enhances student learning. The easiest way to find out might just be to ask. Ask the students for some written feedback, create a quiz or really a survey, which evaluates the tool after a few weeks of work. If it's not working well for students for 2 weeks, chances are it's not just pilot error. And so it's time to say, we're not going to use this tool anymore, we'll use something else. And it doesn't feel good as an instructor. But on the other hand, if we're dealing with students at a distance and it's not working for them, we need to have a plan B when we try something new. So is it working for you? And then getting that frequent feedback, student journal entries, self-reflection, and then on your part as a teacher, how is this really meeting my student learning outcomes? Whether the students are having success with it or not, is it furthering the outcomes of my course? And now it's free time. Questions, comments, and I'm going to turn off the talk lock. And you can certainly ask via text or ask via voice. If you choose to leave the classroom, please go into the survey, the evaluation of this workshop, and let us know how we did. Me and the mouse in my pocket. So let us know how we did and what we could do to make this better. Oh, that's going to be a Maryland. Okay, very good. Very good. Go ahead. And I think the clicker question is going to be a Maryland question.